Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is January the 1st, 2013. Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. Okay, so here we go. What if you haven't seen my videos already before? What I'm trying to show here is that if you take the lunar images, and I don't care what lunar images, any lunar image that's actually correct, and then reverse it and overlay it over the Earth, it shows that the moon has hit the Earth. That's what I'm trying to show, because it does absolutely show that. But it also shows that the moon is much larger than we are told as well. So, the weather confirms it. I've confirmed it in many different ways. Now, it shows you how the continents were put together when you use the moon craters and reverse them over the Earth. It shows where the continents were. It'll help you build a supercontinent. It'll show so many things. It shows a lot of things. Okay, so I mean, I've got 100 videos up about this subject pretty much, and if I don't cover something in here, or there's something in here you can't see, just go back over the other videos I put up before, and maybe it'll help explain. I don't know. I'm not really good at explaining things, so. But what I'm showing you is absolutely in our face. It's really here. Okay, I'm not seeing things, and please don't comment on my channels, call names. Don't be a name caller. I don't appreciate that. You just be mature enough to just say you disagree. You don't have to call me names, but you're welcome to comment. I mean, negative, positive, I don't care. Just don't call names. That's not nice. Okay, so anyways, yesterday I made a video, and I've made plenty of videos about this overlay right here, and I call it the Romania impact. It's not really the Romania impact centered. It's centered in the Azores in the Atlantic, right here. Oh, excuse me. So the way I lined this up, actually the way I found this one was a weather pattern on the Earth that day that was circular in shape. The whole weather pattern was a big circle right here. So I put this down and I overlaid it here. It wasn't this exact one, but it was very, very close to this alignment. But then, like, I don't know, a month later, I noticed this shape up here. It was identical to Romania, this area right here. See this? And, oh, this requires a big screen, by the way. So here you go, right here. Line that up. All I did was line that up right there, and the center of it with the Azores and the Atlantic. That's all I lined up, and because I already had one that was close to that, and I just saw that, so I put down a new one, and I lined that up and this up. And when I did that, this all fell into place. Look at it around Africa right here. The big curve right there. Look how it fits around Africa. Okay, so in the video I made yesterday, I showed this crater again over here in the Pacific. And this one, I mentioned how the computer Google Earth put this one in place. I did not align this. I chose the spot for it to go, but it put itself in place right here. Okay, and this one right here fits perfect. You can see that it completes the circle of this Indonesia. Is a big circle. You can see that right there. See the circle? And nobody pays attention really to this kind of stuff on the Earth. I mean, that is a big circle right here, a perfect circle. So there it is. It completes it right here. You can see that circle right here. And this all fits. Everything fits. The weather will fit. Everything will fit, except for when they're hiding the weather. That's been like that since last night. No satellite there, I guess. Either that or there's something showing this right here. That's what I think. I mean, they're hiding something. They always do that when there's really good weather. See that's this weather right here. How thick it is. It's not commonly like that. Not always. It's pretty well defined today, and you would be able to see it fit really well. But it should fit still. I mean, everything else fits too. It's just a matter of knowing how to look at it. But anyways, this goes here. Turn the weather off. I lined this up because I saw a weather pattern here that day, and I snapped it down. But I when I put it down, I put it right in place all on its own. But anyway, so since Africa fit over here, over in the impact I just showed you over there, I was able to take Africa and put it right here, like I showed yesterday in the video. Okay, it's this one up here. And I just lined up the curve again with the crater. See how it's lined up? Right around the Sahara Desert right there, Africa. Goes right around there. So and I'm not saying this is perfect, because it's totally not perfect, this overlay. But anyways, you can see when I take the moon away, and just look at Africa where it showed me to put it. The moon showed me to put it here. It told me to put it here, basically, because I'm following a pattern. Okay, so there's a pattern here. All I did was line that up right there, and then look how it fits over the top of this area. Look at the whole Sahara Desert as it starts here and goes all the way around, and how it fits perfectly in here. Look at that. Okay, now it showed me to put it here. I've had it here in the past, but I didn't know for sure that it went there. I was just, I had a good idea because it fit there so well. But anyways, this doesn't fit very well down here because when you pull a picture, it starts to stretch it out. So what I did is I took Asia instead. I saved Asia, and I took it to Africa instead. Okay, and I put it over Africa, and it's a little bit better that way, like this. Okay, so when I did that, I can look over the picture, and you can see right here. Check out the Himalayas. These are the Himalayas. Now my question is if India slammed into the Asian continent to create the Himalayas, then why would the Himalayas actually be right here? You can see this. These used to be. They were either created in the same exact place, or they were the same. They had to be the same in the same place at the same time, because look at every detail. All the shapes are exactly the same as the Himalayas in Africa right there. See that? How they fit? Look at that right here. And all of it. It follows the same curve. They had to be there. So I want to know if that's how they say the Himalayas were created, then what is this? Why is this? India used to be over the top of the tip of Africa, apparently, it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. The whole continent of Asia was over the top of Africa and pushed where it is now, today, over here. But it stopped along the way. It didn't just go straight over there to where it is today. You can see it stopped along the way, because you can take this and line it up about 100 miles, 200 miles up, and it'll line up again, like it was pushed and it stopped again. Because if it went slowly, it would leave a mark everywhere it moved. But instead, it leaves a mark. It leaves a spot like these Himalayas right there, where they were originally created, and then it moves up to here. You see the curve here. I can move this up a little bit further up, however many miles it is between this line and this line, and it stopped there again. So it was pushed over to here, and it stopped again, and then it eventually ended up where it is today. But it would have never even been, I don't know, shouldn't say created, but it would have never moved unless the moon had hit the Earth and pushed it off the top of the layer, or the layer of Africa, or whichever one was on the top. More than likely, the Himalayas in Asia would have been on top. But then, what I can do to prove this was here, or at least somewhat prove it. I mean, it's just watch. Okay, now this is an overlay I did it like 3 months ago. It's going to be over East Africa. I did this like 3 months ago. I made videos about it, and I'm gonna bring it up over this one that I just did yesterday. This one right here. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so this is one that I did like 3 months ago, and I lined this up to East Africa, and this Asia was never even considered at the time. So here you go. This how it fits over the Himalayas and Asia right here. I'll show you how it fits over Africa too. This is like totally. I mean, this hasn't moved for 3 months. Since I put it in place, it has not moved. So when I bring that up, and you see it fit like that, you start to wonder. I mean, you can see if I zoom in, you can see that circle right there. If I take that crater, you can see there's something. It goes here, definitely goes here. And then another way to confirm it is the weather. Now I'm going to turn the weather on, and you're going to see why I lined this up here to begin with, pretty much because the weather just. There's not a whole lot of weather here, but you'll be able to see exactly what. Look at this. Watch. Look at the weather fit in there. Look at this weather fit all in here. I mean, it just does. It fits, and it always, every day it will. Whenever there's weather there, but there's not always that much weather in this area. But whenever there's weather here, as you can see, look at that right there. That just swoops right down. You can see the line. it's following. You can see the lines that it's following, that it's inside the lines. Okay. I mean, look at the shape of that storm. Look at this right here. Look at the shape of it. Look at it fit right in there. It's the same shape. And that could be coincidence. Sure, it could be. If you think it's coincidence. But now I'm going to take away the moon. Okay. And now let's look at it over the land here. And this is just, it just falls into place like this. It does not, I didn't adjust it to fit anything or anything like that. It just, all I did was put Asia over Africa. Just because the moon showed me where to put it. Now let's take a look. What we got here? The weather. How it fits over the land. It's not even there anymore. Not even there anymore. But you can see how the weather fits this land. The patterns fit. It just fell right up to the edge, and it's the same curve. You can see that. You can see the way it sweeps into. I mean, it fits here. Look at that, all the way across. You can see how it comes around. I mean, this all fits in there. Look at that, just like it never left. So, I mean, it takes a little. Look at that. Just stand back from your monitor and just take a look. Look at that. Okay. That fits in there, and it's just another confirmation. I mean, you know, it just shows, the moon just shows you everything. The moon is the key. Moon is the key to knowing how the Earth was created, shaped. It totally. I mean, without the moon involved in the impact, or the moon impacts involved in our science, as far as having it impact the Earth. I mean, that's not even in our science. It totally says it could never happen. They totally say it could never happen. Because science has been locked down, you can't change it. You can't change what they want you to know. That's it. You can believe what you want, but you can't. They won't ever bring this out. If any scientist that would try to bring this out would be just totally discredited somehow. They would just totally, because it would. You know what I mean? They wouldn't do it. And the reason why they don't tell you to begin with, my theory is, which is a pretty good one, is greed. I mean, how do we even know any of the lunar science? Who gives us all that information? Who? Okay, it all starts with the people with the money, and you can say it's taxpayers' money, but we're not controlling the money that we give to them. Basically, they do whatever they want with it. They tell us what they want, and that's it. You get to know what they want you to know, and that's all you get to know. And they know the truth. And you can know the truth too if you check yourself. Basically, they leave it up to you to check yourself. But the thing that pisses me off is that they lie about it to begin with. They totally steer you in the wrong direction. When I first started doing this, I used to try to do this with the moon, the size they say the moon is, because I didn't want to believe that we were being lied to all the time. I didn't really want to believe that. So I tried using the moon the size that they say it is, and it doesn't work. I thought it did, but it didn't work. It doesn't work. Not like this. I mean, this shows the size of the moon. It absolutely does. Here's that one, the East Africa one, over the top of East Africa. Watch. Right here. Like I said, I did this like 3 months ago. Really good alignment. I just showed you the weather. How it fit there. Okay. And then I mean, you can see how it fits over Africa. So this has been in place all this time. It's been right here in this spot. I haven't moved it. And so when I bring it up with the Asia, I mean, you see how this all fits inside. I mean, you can actually see the size of the moon. Look at this edge up here. Look at right here. I mean, you think it's coincidence, but people, I'm telling you, it cannot be coincidence. You can't get that many coincidences, okay? You're not allowed that many. I mean, you're just not. I mean, you can see this right here, where this is, right here. I mean, you can see this point, where it comes up to this point right here. Look at this right here. I mean, it all lines up. It goes here. Aral Sea. I can see the Aral Sea in there, but they don't give you really good detail, but you can see it right there. And the Caspian, you can see the Caspian right there pretty good. And I'm not saying that's what creates the Caspian, because there's so many different, there's more impacts than just this one. I'm telling you right now, there's many, every side of the moon has hit the Earth. Every big crater you see on the moon is from hitting the Earth, and you can check this yourself. You don't have to believe me. You can check it yourself. I'm not saying anything you can't check yourself. You can check it all on your own. All you got to do is have Google Earth and a picture of the moon. That's it. You just hit this button right here, and you choose your picture. Make sure you flip the picture of the moon over first, and you hit the overlay button, and you put it wherever you want. Turn it however you want. Anything you want. Do that. And after you do that, and if you don't find things that show that the moon's hit the Earth, then you can come back and you can say on my channel, and you can say I'm stupid, and you can call me an idiot if you want. But first, you better check. If you don't check, then I'm not the idiot. Let me just put it that way. I'm not going to call any names. I'm just saying I'm not going to be the idiot. If you don't check, and you start and you want to comment like that, you're going to look pretty funny when the truth comes out. Get a big screen. You have to have a big screen. I mean, people watching if you're watching this on your laptop, give it up. I mean, you're not going to see it. So that's basically. Oh, here, let's just show you a couple more things over the top of underneath this picture of Asia. Let me show you here. A couple more things. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so this volcano right here, you can see that's a volcano. It used to be a volcano or whatever it is. If you look right here in Africa, right here, this spot. And I moved it a little bit, but it's still close enough. You see the shape of it, and you look underneath, and you just go to this spot, and you can see. Look at this big shape, right there, with the big lake or whatever that is right there. But you can see it falls right into place. Goes right here. Oh, look at you can see the whole thing. This whole big thing right here. You can see the whole thing. Right there in Africa. Look, right there. So I mean, in the Himalayas. I mean, you look at all this. They don't give you a very good. It's hard to get a good image of it, but you can see where all these things are the same shape in Africa as they are here in China. I mean, like I said, you can welcome to believe whatever you like. I mean, I would like to think that we were being told the truth and that the moon never hit the Earth. I would like to think that, but they're the ones putting out the images, not me. I don't put out the maps or the images. I just trying to put together the puzzle, and it is a puzzle. The Earth is a difficult puzzle actually to figure out how many. Because see, this land was over the top of Africa, right? And like I said, it was pushed up maybe 100 miles and stopped, and then it was pushed up again. When the moon hit again, it was pushed again until it eventually ended up where it is today. But you can see when it doesn't just like slowly move over, because you can see like this, the outline of this right here, right in this spot. You can see it. You see it right there, but they try to hide it, but it's there, and you can see that. And then you can move this up, like I said, 100 or 300 miles, 500 miles, whatever it is, and it'll fit there again. So it didn't go slowly. It went from one spot, and then the moon hit and pushed it to the next spot. It stopped again and left another mark, and then it pushed it again and left another mark. You understand me? Like this will be up here, and then it'll be up here again. You see this shape right here is all over the Earth, and this whole shape, the whole plateau is the same exact shape as many land features in other continents, like North America, like the west coast of North America, and Australia. Australia is the exact same shape as this right here. Here, let's just do that real quick, just to see how that goes. Let's see. Australia. Let's see here. I mean, you can see I've been doing my research. I've been doing my homework. This list of pictures. I mean, I just got a lot of stuff, and I've been looking for a long time. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I mean, I'm at least right to be asking these questions. At least that. Someone's got to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to use this one. That looks like a good one. Okay. Now it looks to me like it put it in the right position, but I had it too big. It looks like I don't have to turn it really, or I probably will have to turn it, but it doesn't. It looked like it almost tried to put it in place on its own. It's just I had it too big. So I'm just going to shrink it down and see how it fits. Just shrunk down. That's what I'm going to do first. Shrink it down, and I can see it fitting already without turning it. But I'm going to have to probably turn it just a little bit to get it accurate, like this. Just a little bit though. And then we can see. Okay, there you go. I mean, it might be a little too big still, but probably not. Look at that. You see the curve? It's the same exact curve. So, I mean, and then you see look at this, you see all this stuff line up. All these things line up. Start to line right up. Look at that right there. I mean, it goes here. I'm going to take away Asia now, and we'll see how it goes over, it fits over Africa right here. I've had it here before, I know I have. And then it shows also, then it shows this impact as well. And I'll get to that in a second. There you go. Like I pointed out before, one of these, there's this one that looks like an impact, or I mean a volcano opening, and there's another one, I think. But you can see, look at whatever pushes up the Himalayas has shaped Australia too. So there's no way that if India slammed into Asia here, okay, if it slammed so it kept the same exact curve. It would have had to been a different shape before it pushed up these mountains. It would have had to been different. When it slammed into the continent, it would have shaped itself to this shape, but it didn't. It was already shaped like that. I think they were always actually together. Couldn't have, because this is the same thing too. Australia would have had to be there too, and Africa would have had to be there too. And as we see, there's India. India would have had to slam into it when it was over Africa and over Australia, all at the same time. It would have had to hit. It would have had to create all of these continents at the same time because they stayed the same shape. This curve has not changed from the time it's been here to the time it's moved over there. It's the same curve as you see in Africa. It's the same curve you see in Australia, and it has not changed whatsoever. Okay, it has not changed whatsoever. So, and I can put it in North America now, I'm sure. Let's see, get this back up here. There you see, it's created at the same time. That curve has to be created at the same time. Has to be. Okay, so I guess I put North America in there somewhere. But, I want to point out that other impact. Okay, so there's another one that I've always run across in doing this, and that is this impact right here. There's like this big circle right here. This is another impact in itself, right? Watch. Let me show you. So right here is the edge of it, as you see right here, the edge of it. Now, let me see how I got that other East Africa, bring that one back up. Now, I don't have this one lined up here right now. I'm going to have to do that later, but you can see that it happens. And you can look at South Africa and see too as well, just by looking at it. And as far, I mean, I think you can. Here you go. Let's see what it looks like over Australia. See, there's that. I see that right there. Okay. This looks like that should be closer to that. That would mean making the moon bigger. I'm not going to do that. Then you see like this, all this over here. Look at that, how that fits there in Australia. And like I said, this is by far not the only impact. I mean, God, people You know, I know it sucks to think that the moon would ever hit the Earth, or that it had ever hit the Earth. But you look at all the ancient mysteries of the disappearing civilizations, and the buried cities, and the buried dinosaurs, and you look at the Earth, and you just look at the mountains, and you go, damn, look at them. I mean, okay, billions of years, you think that pushed that up by continents bumping into each other? Yeah, sure, they bumped into each other when the moon hit the Earth and pushed them into each other. I mean, it's real simple to see, and I'm not going to make the video much longer because it just I get kind of frustrated when I try to explain it, because I know I don't do very well at explaining things. And I mean, look at this right here, all this in Australia. Watch, look at that. So I mean, and like I said, the curve, you can't explain that by saying that India slammed into the Asian continent, because this is the African continent right here. This is the African continent. I'm sorry, but that's the African continent, so it's the same exact shape. How are you going to hold the same exact shape and everything? It had to already be there, right here. It was like created here at Lake Victoria, with the same hot spot that creates the Tibetan Plateau. Everything. Which I believe are these volcanoes here. I do believe these volcanoes here, and this big one right here. This is a huge one right here, and that is just direct center of an impact. You can just look at the Indian Ocean. This is an impact. The whole thing, boom, right in the center. Check it out yourself. I mean, like I said, check it out. That's all I got to say today. I'm kind of getting burned out on this, trying to show this. And the weather's changed a little bit, so it's no real exciting weather these days that I've seen so far. So it's kind of gotten to a point where I still see weather patterns that fit real good, but I don't know, it gets to the point where unless you see something really nice, then no point in making any more videos until I find some more really super weather. Let's see. I mean, I got a whole list here. It just gets to the point where stuff gets so far up my list, I forget about it. You know what I mean? I got really good ones in this list, and I've forgotten probably some of my best work. I probably forgot about. There's so much to discover. It's just, I mean, there's so much more room for other people to discover things that they've already been discovered by the scientists and NASA and all that. But I mean, you can discover them for yourself, which is pretty fun. I like to do it. I mean, I like to learn things that I like to learn the truth. I like to know the truth. I like to really know how things are done, are shaped, and everything on this planet. I just like to know that. Let's see. I got to go back. I want to check something out. Oh. Come on now. That's not where I was. Okay, so I want to check this one out real quick. Oh, yeah, that's pretty nice. I wish they gave us this part just to complete it. Would be kind of nice of them, but they don't. Okay, so there's that. Let's see what else we got here. Number 7. Number 7 looks like it's going to be real good today. See, the weather's kind of when the weather always fits, but it changes throughout the year. I mean, during the different seasons it changes, and just like I don't know, maybe a month ago, the weather was just incredible. I mean, it was incredible. Every overlay that I put up was just incredible. The detail fit so perfect. It was just. You can watch those videos on my channel. The videos are on my channel, and I'll just end it there because all the videos already cover all of that stuff, and you can just check them out on my channel. Comment if you like. Subscribe if you want updates, and I try to put something up every week because I still do this every day. You know, and you can do it every day, and you'll learn things. It's pretty cool. Just try not to get obsessed with it. You know, I try not to spend enough time doing it already. Have a good day. Happy New Year. Hope 2013's better than 2012.